Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Excuse me. As you know, I'm working on this altered book, and I am really struggling with it. As you know, it's my first one, and the first one is your learning lesson, and then the second one, of course, you get better, and blah 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 blah. Eventually, you become a pro. So I just wanted to share what I've done so far in this book, and only this one, and things that I've learned to do and not to do. So we'll get right into it. So this, as you know, it's still the same. I have glued them down so they're pockets, and just want to check. Yeah, I'm kind of to one side a bit. Now this, I'm going to put something on top, and I have my scraps here next to me, so I'll just use that to show you, like that kind of thing. Probably something smaller, but the long ones, just to cover up these pictures, which you can see through. The writing I don't mind, but the pictures I do. So you want something skinny, nothing too big though. Maybe something like this would fit. Yeah, see, even that would fit because it does stick out a little bit, but not that much. So even something like that would work. And then of course you'd have also your pocket where you can stick something into it too. And then here, I don't know. This says rice because whatever is in front of it you can't see. All you see is rice. I could put some washi tape there, or when you put something in here, it's going to take some of that greenery away, so that's fine too. And this is just a solid page. Now for these solid pages, let's see if I can find something here, something like this. Okay, not as big, but you can put something that's lined. Like I like the edging, so maybe cut it down a bit, and then maybe only till here. So something like that. Maybe make it balanced, so have it like this and like that. And it would be a writing spot with this background, but leave some of the writing on the sides to show. And then this one would be a pocket one, right? So something, but of course something bigger. I'm just using these as an example. So this one's not done, and I am thinking of maybe just putting some colored paper here and then just glue it down and then do like a collage or something on this. And then that way this stays. This will have a pattern. Or maybe I'll do pattern, leave this. No, because then the writing is next to each other. So it's better to cover this. So you have writing here, cover this, and then collage on this part as your 3 pocket. So this won't be like solid paper, like decorative paper. It won't be that. It won't be napkin. It won't be painted. I might do watercolor and do like a rainbow and then a collage on top of the rainbow. That I might do. And I find that watercolor works better in these. You can use acrylic, and I'll show you later on. This is done. I did make the edges a little ragged. So you do, you can see that it's not completely covered. Here it is, here it is. Here's a little ragged, and this is a lot of ragged. I really like that look. This one, it looks like just a piece of paper glued down. Yes, I love this writing, but I need to enhance it somehow. So I'm thinking maybe take a piece of coffee dyed paper, do some stenciling on it that's like these curly whirly things, and then maybe put that on the top. Yeah, leave the brown part, just like a header on it. So it would only be like up to here, because that's where the page ends. And then you just have like a whirly whirl kind of thing here. It just as a topper on this. And then maybe again, take some lined paper to put in the middle of it. Use that as a framing. And then just like that kind of thing. With the whirly whirl on top. So these are just ideas I have. Now this one, I'll show you what it looks like without all this stuff in it. So that's how it turned out. Now this one, these lines, is that second color of paint that I did not put on when the first layer was still wet. It was supposed to blend. It's like a beige with a purple. They were supposed to blend, but I guess I was doing maybe both pages at the same time. Don't do that. I should have done my purple and then the beige right away and get it all to blend. I think it would have turned out better. Here I think this one was a blending. No, this one was, yeah, green and blue. This was a green and blue. And again, see, the green shows through. Here it looks the blue. Like, I think, like maybe do the blue, and while it's still wet, do blotches of green on it, like with one of those round sponges. I never did take out those round sponges. And then maybe even go like this with the sponge, like twist it so that it causes the blue and the green to swirl together. Do you know what I mean? So I'm not totally against the acrylic. It's just the way I used it. I didn't foresee what was to come. And here we see what has come. Now, it's not a horrible thing because remember, it's layers, right? So this one, you no longer see any writing, like very minimal, tiny bit. Here you see more of the writing. So I'm wondering if this coloring, maybe do it around the edge, like on 3 sides, leave this, or on these 3 and leave it here so that more writing is showing through. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Or less paint. Another thing, I had used a paintbrush and just went like this because I didn't know what I was doing. Maybe next time I'll use that round foam sponge, and then when I go to take the paint, don't go right to the paper. Maybe take a paper towel and take some of the paint off of the foam before I go over the page. Do you know what I mean? Like there's still other ways that I could do it. And then for this, I was thinking of maybe like this. Getting something that is the size of the page, well, smaller, but the same shape. Like this is kind of tall. And then put some coffee dyed paper behind it and just glue it down. Now this I like. It still looks a little like something's missing, but it looks a lot better. Maybe if I use distressed ink, the vintage photo around the edge, it'll liven it up a bit. And then with this glued down on it, or even I was thinking glue this to this, but then the coffee dye, just glue the top and the bottom, and then you can use it as a pocket too. And I think that's one of the things I struggle with, is because there are so many options and so many ways that you can do it, that I'm picking things that I know I like, but not in the same surroundings. You know what I mean? Like this kind of base. I have nothing with this kind of base. This is the first time I've done this. So I like this, but does it really go on this? Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. And then for this, okay, so that's for that one. And then for this one, what I was thinking, see, because the pattern is here and here. This is actually where the fold is. So I put some of the lilacs here and some of the lilacs here. Now the background's too dark. Maybe I should have just done the beige. I think it would have looked better. dark colors with dark colors on a napkin make it even darker. So one of the things I was thinking is any acrylic paints I do on the page, less paint and lighter colors would work better. Now, because this part is where the fold was, I pulled this out and I thought, oh, I could do something like that. And then here, you not only see this, but you have some white and you have some vintage coloring with some writing. So I'm like, I like this. So this is an idea. Another idea what I could do is after that I thought of a doily because it's lilacs, right? Make it more feminine. Then you can put something like this. You could even still use this. I just don't think that this works with that. Maybe you have the lady. Fussy cut this and put this on it. Or maybe like a diamond. Then another idea I had was this. Okay, this is narrow. I'd use something wider. But you could put this over top. Right? Maybe a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch wider. Leave your doily underneath. Use this as with a paper clip that's removable, or make it like a booklet. Put pages in it, and then it becomes a flip, right? You can flip it open. If you attach it on the top and not have the back side, then it becomes a flip. And then you could put pages. And then that way when you open it, this is what you see, right? And then with this, you could then add maybe pink. And then maybe add the lady. Or you could add this lady. And if you wanted to, you could even do a grommet on here where it only opens, like it stays attached, but only opens partially, so that maybe not have the doily and you can see this. Mind you, with these lines, I prefer having something there. Maybe have the sport thing there. This over top. Then maybe, or maybe do that and then have this more down. So that, you know what I mean? It's kind of offset. And then maybe put a flower here or something. Or put a bike if you have, because it's the campsite. So you could do something for camping here. I don't know how it would tie in with this, but I'm just saying, like, there are other options, right? Maybe instead of that, just put the flower over here, like that, and then like that. I don't know. But I like the fact of this and this. These two together. I like that. I like the doily because it's lilacs. It's I don't know. To me, flowers are very feminine. So I like the doily because you can see the writing on the sides. You see the flowers. And then having this flip on here, I like that. You could put butterflies on here. You could put a dragonfly, a bird, like whatever you want, right? And then maybe attach it here and then glue the bottom, and then you could use it as a pocket. But I don't. I like the idea of opening this up, and then maybe put something simple here in the middle, right? And then have this a little lower down so you do your grommet, and yeah, and then do a collage on here, and it becomes a flip. I really like that idea of the flip, but I'd want, I don't think I have any more of this paper, but something like this, a little wider, where you could put pink, because lilacs, and then you've got the white lilacs. So I'm thinking white, pink, purple. So that'll be the layout here. It's white, pink, and purple. So anyways, that's another idea. This one is just the same. And some pages I'm going to leave like that. And then maybe just put a writing spot or some coffee dyed paper. Decorate the coffee dyed paper a bit and just glue it on. So these two are ready to be glued down. The reason why I didn't is in case I cover it with paper, I like to wrap it around. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to collage or do something with the writing on the paper. So I still have to read this because this is the part that'll be exposed. And then do some kind of decorating on this, not using paper that you glue down, but using like stickers or washi tape or like stenciling, stamping. Like I could do a blue stencil on here and then stamp with the black. You know what I mean? I could do the honeycomb and then put some bee stickers on it. Cupid's dream. So maybe do something pink and then put wings on it. I don't know. But that kind of thing. Now this one, I was going to cover up this stenciling. Oh, I think I'm coming up to the other one. Okay. I might cover, like I was thinking of covering it up, and then I thought, no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to do some stamping on here, maybe some here. I don't know, maybe put a bumblebee on the flower. The only thing it's missing is I feel like I have to do something up here because I left that white. I like this. This is fine to me. I'm just going to enhance this a little bit more. But I don't like this. So I was thinking, well, if you look at the two together, I could put a green stripe on there and then maybe put this washi tape on here and along here to make them, because I need something that brings them together. Then I was thinking this washi tape. But see, there are these two. This one has orange in it. So it'll bring the orange here and the green will bring it here. So I was thinking maybe put it along here and here. Or I could go with something totally different. It does look like it has some orange on it, but also some lilac, some pink. So maybe I'll put this along here and along here. And that way, because it's on 2 pages, it brings the pages together, even though this has nothing to do with these. Or I could do something nice and wide like this with some butterflies. And the butterflies do have orange. So I just make sure the orange is showing. And that will bring the orange into it because of the orange butterflies. So I could do something like this. It'll cover part of it because it's pretty wide. But I would not put it there. Maybe I could put it across the bottom. No. Yeah, this one might be too wide. But like I need to do something with this. Then I can glue it down and finish this. This is where it taught me. These are the exact same green on both pages. Yet doesn't this look beautiful? To me, this is beautiful. I left this one because I wanted to experiment with this side and then from that get ideas to do this side. I didn't want to do them both the same. Now this is a pocket here. So, put something pretty big in there. But this one, I like this. So again, see, it's a medium green. It's not a dark color. It's medium or light. So yeah, I could do something like, I wonder if the blue will work. Blue, green. No, too close the same. What about yellow? See, and that would depend on what you put on top of it, right? See, I also have the white or the purple. Like, look at this, green and purple. And that gives me flower vibes. Something floral needs to go on it. Whereas with the white, it's almost open to interpretation. Like you could do almost anything on this. But I don't know. I don't know. I really like this, and I don't know. So this one, yeah, this is the worst one, I think, out of the whole book. It needs someone that knows what they're doing to fix it. And I don't. So here, instead of the block, I wanted to use white. But if you look at these lines, the white did not work. This is my Posca pen. Now, it is probably over a year old, maybe even 2 years old. And so, no, I'd say at least a year. Yeah, a year old. It wasn't writing properly, which is why I went to the black. What I'd like to do is get another white pen and go over it again with white. I think the black, it just kills it. It just makes it dark and gloomy. I think if I go over it with the white and then redo these lines again white, if I got a white Posca pen that actually wants to work, I think it would turn out a lot better. I think the interest would be there if I did it in white. So that I have to order it and then do it. This one I still haven't done. Remember I was going to use my liquid pearls? I got 3 colors pulled out. I was going to do that. I haven't attempted it yet. Because I've been trying to do these pages. Now for these pages, I wanted to show you. Do you remember these were the pages I had painted white? And if you remember, I tried to do a blue stencil of a snowflake here with the ink and a stencil. And so I discovered the ink does not work on acrylic paint, at least not. You really have to be careful what colors you choose because it wasn't working very well. But when I put this stencil over top, look what happened. Can you see that? It actually, the snowflake has these loop-de-loops that makes the lemon look like this is the center of the lemon. You know how the middle, you've got the white rind, and then you've got the sections of the lemon. It kind of emphasizes that. Even though here you can see the other parts of the snowflake, this part, I think, turned out really cool. And then you still see the writing all over it. See, look at that. Not only do I have paint over it, a stencil, like even where the blue stencil is in some places, you can see a tiny bit of writing. Like here it shows the most. Here too. So you've got the page with the writing. You've got the yellow acrylic paint. Then you have the stenciling of the blue. And then you have this over top. Like, it works. I really like this one. Mind you, I really like the napkin too. But I really like the layers, the way it came out. And now I don't know what to finish it with because I just love the way it looks. So this one, I may have an envelope that opens up. I may have a flip because I don't want to touch this. I love it. Same here. If you look at it, it's the same idea. It's the off-white page with the writing, and then yellow also, because this one also had the yellow. But I didn't do the blue stenciling on this side. It was just the yellow. And then I put the napkin over top. And I love the look of it. Like, you know, the writing page with a light color of paint. Even the green was light enough. You know, a light blue. And then you put a stencil over top. Like this is blue, white, and yellow. That is very French. I don't know what this is. I guess it could be French. Mediterranean. I don't know. But I really love the look of it. So these two, I don't want to do anything else. I was thinking of stamping on this one because it's very simple. But do I want to and possibly wreck it? I don't know. And then, of course, these I have not done. This I want to maybe highlight one of the words and then put some like a maybe a bouquet of flower, but the highlight will then show through on a specific word if I can find one that's interesting. And then these were my white pages. See here, I had stenciled with the pink. And I need to pull out my other napkins. The ones I had out didn't look right with this. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just do the same stencil again to make the pink darker. Or maybe I'll pull out the acrylic and dab it on paper towel this time. So it's not so heavy. And then do the exact same thing again. Or pick another color and offset it maybe. And then it'll be not three-dimensional, but you'll have it here, and then you'll have it like half an inch above it. You'll have it again, but in a different color, like maybe, I don't know, an orange or something. Purple. Purple would be nice. Pink and purple would go nice together. This one, I love it just the way it is. The white painted background brought out the white in this more. It's more of a vibrant, because if you remember the other one I had done, this is just on the regular paper. It's not so white. This makes the white really pop. Like it's almost like a fluorescent white. See the difference? Oh, I don't know if I can fold this. But this one is the white of the napkin comes through. And it looks like this page didn't have any writing. Must have been a cover page. There's no writing. And I didn't paint this page. There's nothing coming through. But anyway, so this is like not such a bright white, and this is like a pop of like really strong white. I think this would have been even better if I did the ragged edge going around, because then you'd have this pop of white, but then you'd see the vintage edge and you'd go, oh, what is that, plastic? Because it didn't fade and the page is fading, right? I think that would have made it even better. But anyways, so yeah, that's that. And then these, I'm just going to put paper on the middle one, leave that, and collage here. Just like I said with the other one. These are done. This one, I don't know. I might do a stencil and then glue it down. This one, I don't know. This is a page, actual paper one. Okay, so now we got these two. Remember the blue page and the brown page. And the other one is green and brown. This is blue and brown. So when I put this down and it had not completely attached, it was still wet, it looked so good. And, you know, quite honestly, even like this, it makes me think of the lake starting to freeze. And these are the leaves that are falling. I like this. I think it turned out pretty good. It's another one that I don't know what I want to do with it. Again, envelope, a flip, something like that. I don't know. Add a page so it's more like not a peekaboo, but kind of like you with washi tape you add on a page, and then when you open it you see this, but you can write on the inside of the page, like just a plain coffee dyed page, and then you close it up, and then you'd have a cover almost like a door, and then this would be decorated, and then you'd still see the framing on three sides, and then you'd open this up, and then you could write here, but then you can look at all this beauty. That's another idea. And then the bird turned out pretty good. Not 100%. I think this is maybe a little too dark. But when you mix a color of paint with a napkin, the two colors are going to join, and so you will get things like that. You know, the paint only went to here, but because the napkin went over, see here, you can see it was the napkin, there's writing. That brown is from the napkin, and this is from the paint. So I like it, but I think the paint layer needs to be tweaked a bit. Now for this, what I was thinking, can I find it? All right, I had a bunch of things here that I could use to show you, and I guess, oh, I don't know what I did, but anyways, basically, take a piece of coffee dyed paper. Now, I don't think white paper would work. Oh, that's not a white background. Here. You see what I mean? The white paper, I don't think quite would work. But I think if you use the coffee dyed paper here, right, and then you would glue it on. See, his mouth is open, so it's like this is his bubble, and he's the one chirping. And then you can write something on here, like, you know, maybe the words of a song, or, you know, a quote or something. Even if you just backed it with the coffee dyed paper, but then you put a piece within it that has the quote. And then, I don't know, this I think I would just leave. I would just have, you know, something like that here. There. And it'll be this bird saying this to that bird. And I think the coffee dyed as a backing would work better than white paper. But yeah, I really like those two. This one's okay. I think this one, or this one. Yeah, this one should have been another color. Not another color, but a different tone of blue. Because that's, these two are the same tones of blue. Because it's dark, this one has more white. So that I would keep and get rid of this. This and this is fine, but then maybe like a turquoise here, or like a different blue. I don't know. But it's okay. Cover part of it up with a writing spot. This one has no pockets. This is a fooled you. But this again would be like stickers, or some sort of collage, or I don't know, maybe a bigger version of the doily. Or maybe, what do I have here? Something like that on it. Not the right color because there's no blue. But something along those lines. What do I have? Oh, this is a lighter blue. Yeah, see, it just doesn't quite... You could do it just the same, but how about that? Because this one has that color. Maybe something like that. Has some green. Has yellow instead of the pink, but whatever. And it's a bee. That's boring. That's boring. I'm just checking to see what else I have here. No, this one's cute. Wrong direction, though. Oh, you know what you could do with this one? Greetings from the seaside. You could put this, maybe just take a little bit off the one side. And then you can make it a belly band this way. And have something inside of it. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm keeping this in the book. I think I'm going to do that. Anything in between here? No, nothing. And I think I kept too many pages, because this is a lot of pages to decorate. But it is my experiment, right? for this, I was thinking something like that. And I would just glue it down. It would be just a page to look at. And then maybe I would do like a page edging. So move this in a bit and do one of my edgings on here. So that would be for that one. Now this one, I had a few ideas. This is the birdie. Okay, maybe we should start by seeing what the base is. Hold on, my mouth is getting dry. All right, so this is the green page. This is the other brown page. Now this brown turned out more of a rusty brown, and it gave it a different look. This white line you see here is actually the fold of the napkin. It's the one that was folded 3 times. So the previous one I had done from the edge of the napkin over, and you can see a little bit of the white line in a couple spots. That's where the fold was. So then with this one, I measured the width of the page and cut it to there. Yeah, so then I cut it that wide, the napkin, and then I glued it in. So the line ended up the same place, but the middle part is like really, like, imagine a little bit off of this side and a little bit off of this side. So this is what's left. So I cut it in half, and so this will be one collage and this will be another collage. The middle section. But then I still have the other half too. Because, yeah, anyways, you know what I mean. Anyway, so this turned out a little different, but it's lighter. So it gives a different feel. So for this one, I was thinking I could either put a little message thing, yeah, this way, on here. And then you could put a quote or something. I could put this on here. Add some flower to it. Oh yeah, I was trying this because it was for the other one. That didn't work. Was there anything else here that I was thinking of using? No. Okay. So that was an idea. A flower here, and then here where you would write a quote, or just leave it as a writing spot. If I've cut it smaller, a skinny tall one, and then you could write a quote there. Now another option, which is the same in the previous one, is you take a folded piece of 12 by 12. This one kind of ripped, so if I use it, I'll have to repair it. But do a flip on it, right? Now, if you don't want the bottom part of the air balloon, you could do it this way. So it's just the music side. And make it into a flip. I would put paper in here, staple it shut, decorate it, and then when you put it in, it won't go all the way. It'll stick out a little bit on the top because you have your staples in here, like that. And then you would decorate this. But then when you open it and you move all the papers out of the way, you get to see the birdies. Or if you remove it, because you'll be able to remove it too. And then you just got to find the middle of it to put it back. So, you know what I mean? Or you just take the back flap too. You could just do that and leave all the pages at the front like that. And then you would collage this side and collage this side. And I think the music with the writing would work. I might just put a trim of washi tape on this one. And then that would be it. But I wanted to fold this over so then it would be like this. So then you'd have to flip this open or remove it in order to get to that pocket. So I don't know if that would work unless I fold it the other way and attach it to this side, right? And that side then won't have it. That's another idea. So you glue this down to this side and then still have your flip here, and then it won't matter. This is the side you've got your pretty picture. Here you have the writing, so then you just do some stenciling or put some washi tape, or, you know, like I do have a bigger size of the white doily I could put here. Maybe put this over here, have it stick out a bit so you can see that there's something underneath. Boric acid. Boric acid, why would you? Anyways, the old days. And because it's neutral, you could even put one of the ladies on here. And then that's it. That's the end. So, I just want to finish the pages. And then to close up all the pockets, like all these pockets, decide what I'm going to do and close them up. Yeah, I really like this. Oh, is there 2 pages? Oh, I've got 2 of them. Look at that. All right, well, anyways, I really like that. And then use it as a belly band even. Now, I could put it even this way and use it as a pocket. Or if I put it lower down, there we go, put it a little lower down, and then that will be a pocket. And if I have it about 1 inch up, no, because then you miss the green. I was thinking putting another piece here for another pocket, but because of the greetings from the seaside, you wouldn't see that. You might not see the boat. So no, just the one pocket. Cut it down a bit, a sliver. I really like that. Anyways, so, oh, I think this was the other one. For that birdie, the second birdie, the rust color. Yeah, I think, no, that's not the rust, is it? No, I didn't think so. Okay, so you have this or a piece of writing there. You could even put this on here. Maybe cut off the border on it and just put it on top of something else. Right? Just shorten this. Use my scissors. Oh, look at that. These 3 sides are one scissor, and this one's a different scissor. I just noticed that. So if I put it higher up and redo this and then do that, it looks more like a stamp. So it'd be a stamp on a stamp. That could work. And then just do a strip of paper here with lines. This adds the floral aspect to it. Because this doesn't have flowers, it's just branches and some leaves. All right, well, anyways, I don't know how long this video is, but we all know how I can talk, so I am going to stop myself here. If you have any ideas on this journal, I would really appreciate your comments. Like I said, it's my first one, and I feel like I'm really struggling. Like, it's gotten to a point where I call it my ugly duckling now. because there's so many pages in here. And I'm used to starting with decorative paper, not lined paper, right? So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, people. Help me. Help. I'm going to do some of the ideas that we spoke about today on the camera, on my video. I'll do those. But I'm not going to be doing any more. I might do one more napkin for that one yellow one. But other than that, oh, I did iron the napkins, by the way. These napkin pages, it was just so rough. And yeah, with Mod Podge, you really do need to iron it. It still feels a bit rough, but it's a lot smoother than it was. And what I did I pack it away already? Oh, it's here. So this is my crafting iron. I have 2 irons. This is my crafting one, and I have a separate one for clothing, for fabric. And then I have my hand towel and my parchment paper. Some of you, just by me saying this, can figure out what I did. So I started out with the towel underneath the page because you don't want the heat to go to the next page, and you don't want the page to get super hot. So I use this like an insulator, and then I would put the parchment paper over top as much to the middle as I could, and then I would go ahead and iron. Now my iron, okay, so that's a low setting. It says low. And that's high. So high and low, I did it here on this red line, so closer to high. And I found it was really hot. So next time I'm going to go right between those 2 dots. So it'll be truly medium, because high, low, in relation to the line on here, yeah, it's like between the line and the first dot. But I'm going to go between the 2 dots. So ever so slightly less than medium. And I'm going to try that. Because being on the line, right at the start of the hot, it was too hot. Nothing burned. But I just found that after rubbing it like this a couple of times, it was really hot. Like I could still touch it, but my hand got hot. Like it got really, like, not burning hot, but hot. Do you know what I mean? The hottest you could take with your bare hand. And so it got hot real quick. And, but, yeah, that's all you do is you go over like this. You go along the seam. You go again, back, and done. And, oh, my God, it helped so much. And some of the pages, it was still wrinkled on the back or caused it to wrinkle a little. But this page is so much softer now. It's not soft. It's softer, meaning closer to soft, but not really soft. I know. The words I use sometimes to describe something, I don't think I'm using the right words, but English was never my forte. Considering English was the 3rd language I learned, and I didn't learn it until I was like 3. So, anyways. Yeah. Ironing it helps if you use Mod Podge. Now, I know the earlier one, this one, I believe I used a glue stick. But I ironed it anyways. Or did I? I don't know. This does not feel ironed. Maybe I didn't because I knew it was glue stick. And this one hasn't been flattened. This is the textured napkin. There's no color. Like it's just one color. But it has a texture to it. I don't know if you can see that. It has like a texture to it. And so ironing it would get rid of that texture. Maybe that's why I didn't iron that one, because I wanted to keep the texture, right? Yeah, so this, see, even this was a little wrinkly, and it's flattened out when I ironed it. When I ironed this one, it flattened this out too. So even regular paper, if the glue you use caused the page to warp, now it's not perfect, like it's still a bit warped. You know what I mean? If you look at it, some of the pages are still a little warpy, but oh my gosh, it's so much less, right? So ironing does help no matter what glue you use, you know, what paper on what paper. If you got wrinkly pages, go ahead and iron it. Just make sure you've got a towel to protect your surface, and you've got parchment paper between the iron and your work. Because the parchment paper protects the iron, and if any color or anything comes off your pages, it'll stick to the parchment paper. And then you can always put it back, or, you know, leave it or whatever. But I always put parchment paper between the iron and my work. All right, so I will leave you at that. I think that's the only thing I wanted to mention, is that I did end up ironing it, and it did make the pages a lot better. Yeah, so on that note, remember, do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. And if you liked the video, please hit the like button. Subscribe. Comment down below. Give me some hints. Give me some ideas. Some techniques. Whatever. All you journalers out there, give me some ideas down below. All right. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for visiting. And I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.